All right. Good morning, everyone. Back at it again with another MLB DFS video. Did pretty good yesterday. It was just it was a wild slate. A lot of like almost almost every pitcher got there. It was just insane. We had Mookie Go Yard, Chris Morel from the Cubs at 3%. Go Yard, he got 27. George Kirby at 9% got 58 for us. Will Smith 28 got a home run. So it was a pretty good day overall. Any takeaways from yesterday? Just a crazy slate.
Yeah, I mean, I think the line was creeping towards like 160. Maybe it got there. It's pretty crazy. We finished with 188. Um, all the pitchers really got there. Valdez, Kirby, Giolito, Webb, even Schmidt at 8,200. I thought he's more like a fish play, but when you're playing the worst team in baseball in ever, I guess you can go six and get seven Ks when you're Schmidt. I mean, Solaire going for a 50 burger at like 5 or 10% some spots. That kind of stung. And then Gleyber Torres dropping 30, 31 or 32 at 30% ownership. That one hurt. Otherwise, our Yankees fade would have kind of worked. Dodgers pretty much came through. I mean, Chris Taylor was a little bit disappointing in the cleanup spot, only got three, but we pivoted off the White Sox last second because the weather was bad and they still went yard too. So, you know, felt good. Lineup looked good. Ready for today's kind of mediocre slate.
Something else I want to bring up. I was telling you before we started recording. I've never heard of Jordan Diaz besides playing MLB The Show. This dude got 59 at like basically no ownership. 59, three home runs, 3 runs, 4 RBIs. So if you played him, you're a psycho, but you're Bezos. That's unbelievable. I just remember like checking all that this morning. I'm like, Jesus Christ. You just kind of never know what's going to happen. All right, pitchers. Let's bring up the data. So this is what it's showing right now. Jordan Montgomery, Lance Lynn, Pablo Lopez, Hunter Green, Justin Steele, and it kind of drops off. I like Lance Lynn. No surprise. There are a couple decent spots here. What do you think?
So I kind of like taking either side of this St. Louis Cubs game with Steele or Montgomery and just going with whatever pitcher you think can get you the win. Should be the lowest scoring game on the day, at least it projects to be. And if you don't want to go there, I'd probably take another side of the Padres and Twins game with between Lopez and Lugo. Probably slightly towards Lopez. Um, there's not any real clear aces today. I mean, Verlander, of course, but not sure what exactly he's got or the leash he's got right now coming back off the IL. So I might just wait and see on him and then just target one of these lower scoring games. Steele, Montgomery, and then Lopez, probably top three for me.
I don't know if this changes anything, but the Cardinals are minus 120 right now.
Yeah,
I know it's not a huge difference, but I mean,
that's
as
another
much as
thing. Oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead. Um, I was just gonna read off some like the White Sox are minus 150. They've looked pretty decent. Mets minus 150, but it's also Verlander, and he looked a little shaky his first start. Who knows? That'll change today. Tampa is only minus 120 against Baltimore against Dean Creamer, whatever his name is. So that's a little interesting. Um, Lance Lynn is obviously getting the most ownership right now at 28%. Fine. He's looked pretty decent his last couple starts. Hopefully, this means the White Sox as a team get back on track. I do like Steele and Montgomery. I like Steele more just because of the ownership. like at 3%, and obviously Steele's at 11K, so it makes a little sense. Um, whereas Montgomery is 17. Pablo Lopez looks pretty good at 10.6, so I understand that getting 10%. If I had to rank them, I'd probably go Steele, Montgomery, Lopez, Lynn. That's probably where I'd go. The thing with Lynn though too is he's 8,800 on FanDuel, so you can get to like almost anything you want. So that's
Yeah, and I
kind
think
of
that's why
why
he's getting
I'm
the most ownership.
exactly. That's what I was gonna say too.
And he's got a decent K prop at 5.5, and they're projected to win. So I get the win play. I just might fade at 30%. So the
And
problem
I
is
understand
there's not, like you said, there's not any clear favorites today. Usually you have one or two minus 220, minus 240 favorites. No one is standing out today. Minus 120, minus 120, minus 140. So I think just take a side and lean and hope they get the win. And then focus on your stacks.
that. Right. I was just gonna say it's a little difficult with the wins and all that. So I mean, the way that I would approach it, kind of like you said with the stacks, don't expect your pitcher to get the win, I guess, but just hope that they get a quality start because these odds are too close together. You know what I mean? All right, let's move on to stacks. All right, so you got the White Sox, which always ends up great. Braves, Mets, Tampa, Boston, Baltimore. I agree with the first two. Something about the Mets I don't like, but I really like Tampa today. So lead us in. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think Tampa is my number one right now, based on the ownership, coming in around 5 to 6% as a stack. If they're going to be under owned today, I'm just going to be overweight to Tampa, even though that never works out for me. Um, I think the White Sox are in a pretty good spot. They're not over owned either, appropriately owned compared to their top stack percentage. So I like them. Braves are obviously fine, best offense in baseball. Mets, you just haven't shown that much life the last few weeks. I don't really like them. Their prices are good, which is why they'll gain so much ownership, but don't really like them. And I guess an outside shot would be the Red Sox in the same Braves game atmosphere.
I think Tampa's got to be number one today. That's the way I see it. The White Sox, Robert Vaughn have been pretty hot. Sheets has been on fire. They call him Gary or Gary. They call him Gavin Bonds on White Sox Twitter. Love to see that. Um, you know what? I'm gonna look at their ownership real quick. So Lance Lynn is projected for 28. Robert at 3K is projected for 27. Benintendi 20% at 2,800. Gavin Sheets is only 2,700, still first base and outfield eligible at 13. The White Sox are pretty affordable for being the top stack. You know, I would go to, and Robert's only 3K, and he's been mashing the ball recently with Eloy out and Jake Berger. I know he's not like amazing, but he's been a really good third baseman with Moncada out, even though Moncada was supposed to be like day to day, and it's been like over a month. But um, yeah, I would target Vaughn, Roberts, Benintendi if you need a little bit of savings. Go with Tim Anderson as well. If you want to get really funky with it, go with Alberto or Andrews. Yasmani's been okay recently too at 2,700, only going for 5%. All right, that's enough
Yeah,
White Sox talk.
the
Unless you
White
got
Sox are
anything
just so
else.
fun. I mean, I mean, their highest priced guy is what? Vaughn at 32. So you can pretty much jam whatever you want from them and be fine with any other stack.
Yeah, I think White Sox mixed with Tampa or
Braves.
Braves or Boston as well. The thing with Boston is their Max Fried is on the IL now, and the pitcher for the Braves is Jared Schuster. I literally played him once and he got me five. So do what you want with that information, and they'll definitely be low owned. You know what? The highest owned guess Justin Turner's projected ownership.
22.
Way lower.
Oh,
That's how
3.
that's how okay. I shouldn't say way lower, but double digits.
Okay. Uh, like 12.
13. Right there. But Jared Schuster, who's had two bad starts, Boston should get there. I know it's Boston, but Justin Turner at 13%, Rob Snyder 10%, Kike Hernandez 7, Rafael Devers obviously he's 4,100, but at 4%. Yoshida 3,700 at 1%. You can definitely get to a couple of these bats as salary saving, but also knowing that Max Fried isn't pitching and it's some prospect that they're bringing up. God, the more I look at this, the more I want to play Boston.
Yesterday was Yoshida's first game without a hit in like 4 weeks.
Really?
Yep.
All right. So that means we got to jam them into every lineup or every optimal or everything, every contest. You ready to do home runs?
Yep.
All right. Lead us in.
So my first home run call is going to be Arena for Tampa. Then I go Perez against Lance Lynn. Hopefully, he just gives up one power nuke. And then I'm gonna go Nimmo.
Not bad. A little upset with the Perez call, but whatever. It's Lance Lynn though. He'll let one or two go. I'm gonna go Jonathan India. I know it's crazy against Verlander, but he looks kind of bad. I'm gonna go Matt Olson, who hit for you yesterday. Then I'm gonna go Big Daddy Vladdy from Toronto. He's due.
He is.
All right, so I brought this up to Funk yesterday. So if you watched the video yesterday, you would have saw this. So this is day one. Funk, if you want to join me, you're more than welcome to, but I already know you're not.
I
But
will.
you wanna? All right, cool. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna use whatever the first lineup that it gives us, the MLB generator. Just gonna throw it into the 20K to first, whatever contest it is for the day. We're just gonna throw whatever it spits to us. What stack do you want to do?
With so many good offenses, let's go. Let's go 4-2-2. And then
Balanced, or what do you want?
balance, probably balanced.
All
And
right.
then
Do
you
you
can
want to lock?
skip
You want to do? You want to skip this?
unless you want to lock a hitter.
I don't really have any locks at the moment. The only okay, hold, hear me out. The one lock I'm thinking, and you actually brought this up, Robert. That's the only lock I'm thinking.
Let's lock him in then.
Oh, we're playing Lance Lynn. Oh my God. I actually don't mind this. Lance Lynn, Andrew Vaughn, Alberto, Austin Riley, Tim Anderson, Cedric Mullins, Austin Hayes, Roberts, and Acuna. This is optimal.
I don't
Hmm.
hate it. I wish the order was a little better, but it has some pieces that I do like. So
Okay, well, I'm gonna take a picture on my phone real quick so I don't forget this. Nice. Here, the one catch, for whatever reason, somebody gets scratched, we can mess with the lineup. We'll just do that. And I'll end up posting this on Twitter later on. So yeah, this is what we're running today. A lot of power. This should wrap things up. Got any final thoughts? Anything to recap on?
No, I mean, pitching looks pretty meh. So, just take a stand somewhere, take a good stack between Tampa, Braves, and then the White Sox, and then fiddle around from there. Make sure to check out our lineup that we'll craft a little bit later on. Should be about 10 minutes before lock. And then if you want to tail the generated lineup, feel free to do that as well. We're going to do so and see where that takes us. And then make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already.